I still haven't done that. We are fucking live, live, alive. Why is it not showing? Oh, 30-second fucking delay on YouTube to start. It is live on YouTube. All right, we are fucking live.
Hi, guys. Welcome to What You Wish You Could Say. Sorry, we've had extreme technical difficulties today. Joe, you want to show them your hands?
All motherfucking day long. I mean, God, I hate this fucking delay. I'm looking at fucking YouTube over here. Yeah, it's been a long fucking delay, delayed into tomorrow. I've been working on my car all day. Matter of fact, I told Burgundy that we was gonna do the show. I was gonna be outside working on the car while we was doing the show, but I
So
couldn't do
I
it on the
think
tablet.
it's StreamYard that's causing the delay because even
It is.
now you're kind of, yeah,
It
you're
is.
pausing.
It's the delay through StreamYards going to fucking YouTube. It's 30-second delay. Oh, I will pay. I will get the StreamYards paid for it and stuff. So we've got the upgraded version, and
Mm.
hopefully we'll stop all that. I think. I'm also thinking that we may just do OBS and get just through YouTube and fucking fuck StreamYard. So, but we'll figure it out.
Listen, when I started this channel, everybody I knew was using StreamYard, so
It's a great platform to use, but
plus I like the duck. He's cute.
yeah, but see if we upgrade, then it'll be our logo where the duck is.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so share your referral link. No, I don't want to share a referral link. I just want to. Oh, we are. Oh fuck! Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Um,
Oh, what's we got here? So I
three
sent that.
watching. We have three watching. Nobody fucking talking. That's fine because we gonna bring up a discussion here in just a minute. Let me make
So
sure that we get this.
okay, for the people that are watching, before I went live, or we went live, I told Joe, I was like, I have my laptop set up on a lampshade because I'm short. And if I put it down on my desk, you're looking up at my nose. And it's a very flattering angle. And I sent it to my brother Jesus. And if brother Jesus, if you're there watching,
You went. You went silent again.
oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me go over here because did did you? Okay, you post. Yeah, you can't. Duh. All right. Where the fuck did you post it at?
Post what?
The rent. Okay.
Yeah, that's my other page. I'm turning it into the actual what you wish you
Ah.
could say and go live from there and I can like, you know what I mean?
Yep. This should be all
That'll work for
right.
like on the fly lives too.
Yeah.
But
Um.
I just
It would also help if I wouldn't just exit out the fucking live. I did it on fucking on YouTube, so at least it wasn't too bad. Paste, motherfucker. There we go.
okay. So how
Hopefully
was your
this
week, Joe?
fucking link. All right, let me see something real quick here. Cool. Takes you right to it. All right. All right. So I just posted on my Facebook page. So got that out the way. Get back over to live chat. My week sucked.
Same.
Well, okay. My week sucked because I didn't have bees.
I like how you just like slid your eyeballs on like you think you some hot shit.
And look, it feels good. Other than the bifocal bullshit, it feels good to have fucking good glasses I can actually wear all the damn time and see everything.
Well, for those everybody who's watching, I helped Joe pick those glasses out so he didn't look like
Yes,
an
she
idiot.
did. She said, "Look, no, no, look." She did more than just help me pick them out. She went through the entire fucking process with me, all the way through the fucking exam live. Well, fuck, I did it live.
Yeah,
We went through the entire exam, and then I shut it off, and Burgundy helped me pick out the glasses.
yeah.
So, but other
They
than
look.
that, I mean, I look. The one thing I am proud of is it's getting defined. They're getting fucking better. Stomach's getting fucking a little thinner. That's about the only thing that went right all week is the fucking gym. I fucked everything else up all week, but hey, how was your week?
Um. So for all of you all that's like that know me in my personal life and stuff, I got let go from my job like 2 weeks ago, and I picked up like a side gig kind of thing for a quality inspection company. So I worked a little bit last week doing that, and it was a lot of fun. Tomorrow I have a job interview at Schmamazon.
Amazon.
Yeah, Schmamazon. Um, at 10:30. And right now the shift that they offered was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 6:30 a.m.
Sorry, I had a reel to look at. Had a,
Oh yeah, he sent me that too.
no,
I ain't
no,
looked
no,
at it yet.
no. It wasn't from him.
Oh, so yeah, I got to go for my interview at Schmamazon tomorrow.
Well, hopefully you get there.
It's almost $20 an hour, so
Hopefully you get it.
I mean, yeah, they're hiring like crazy down here. So
All right. So shall we get into shit? I mean, we lost two people here, probably just because we're sitting here bullshitting. Because well, that's what the fuck we do, and fuck them.
yeah, I mean, this is what you wish you could say. If you can't just handle people having a conversation, fuck you and your mama.
But I have been waiting to get into this because
Ooh.
the
Okay, guys, I may or may not know what this is. Just a precursor. We don't decide what we're going to talk about before we get on air. So,
well, I'm just gonna put out my fucking opinion of what the fuck has been going on and what I see and what I think should continue to go the fuck on and what I hope.
oh, enlighten
So
me, Joe.
we gotta go back to
Oh, enlighten me.
January 6th. Let's start fucking offending motherfuckers. Who you getting a hum?
Oh,
What's
I
up,
got.
goat?
Hi, Goaty Goat. You
So,
beautiful bastard.
oh hey goat, yeah. I done put the car up for the night. We going to pick and pull tomorrow. That hub's fucked.
Okay, wait.
I'm
I
getting
just.
another one.
Hold on. There's a question from the class. What the fuck is pick and pull?
You pull it. That salvage yard.
Oh, so you mean pull apart?
Yeah, pick and pull,
That's what they're
motherfucker.
called here. These are my new prescription, goat. Anyway, back to January 6th. Rude.
Oh, So, all right, look, whether he wants to come out and say it,
Do it.
I think Trump was behind January 6th, and I think that it should have fucking succeeded. Look, it goes back to the Constitution, and if the government ever gets to a point where it is overpowering and not for the people, it states right there that we have the freedom to overthrow the government, to put
Fair.
the government into fucking check. Everybody's bitching because trying to overthrow just doing his constitutional fucking right.
Yes, but okay.
Now, the way it went about it, I don't agree with. Not all of it, but how do you how do you approach that without look? How do you approach it without violence? How do you approach any of it without violence?
Okay. As
And here we go with the fucking.
somebody that is in, can you hear me?
You're fucking freezing again. We're gonna play this game again with StreamYards. We know it. Just
Sorry, guys. You're doing it too, if it's any consolation on my end.
yeah. So it's StreamYards.
Uh, so as that marched on Washington, okay. I was not there. I did not do it. I got to watch it on the news like everyone else. If this country wasn't so divided and we could have done it peacefully, it might have had a different outcome. But instead of doing it peacefully, we chose to go in there and fuck shit up, quite literally, physically fuck up our nation's capital.
Okay. Well, look. What has come?
Protesting is okay, and it is our constitutional right to protest.
But what has come from it?
Peace.
Ain't peace come from that? From anything from January 6th? But what has come from it? We went through the fucking last 4 fucking years of fucking Biden and the Biden fucking economics and all this other bullshit to find out to come back 4 years later. And now look, Trump is not the answer to all. Trump, I do not agree with everything that Trump does. I do agree with a lot of things that he's done. I do agree with the fact that he has taken politicians out of it and putting fucking business back into it. But knowing what we know now, why do you think January 6th is not talked about very much right now?
Well, okay. First of all, let me throw out this bullet point here. This would not be the first national incident, let's call it, that a president or ex-president has orchestrated. Okay? The only reason why this wasn't able to be swept under the rug is I think for 3, maybe 4 reasons. 1, social media is anywhere and everywhere. 2, President Trump is one of the most loved and hated presidents at the same time. Number 4, the news, whether it be, it's not.
Okay, so not verbatim, but loosely stated, this right is inferred in the third paragraph of the preamble to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which states, whereas it is essential if man is not to be compelled to have recourse as a last resort to rebellion against tyranny and oppression, that human rights should be protected by rule of law.
Okay. I mean, thank you, Goat. Thank you for being our
The-
history teacher, whatever, ethics. But okay, so social media, Trump being the most loved and hated person that the United States has ever elected. And two, the last event that I national international event that was orchestrated by the government, and I know I'm going to get some hate for this, and I don't care, was 9/11. Because if you don't orchestrated 9/11, you have lost your fucking mind. It has been 20 years.
That's a whole nother fucking yeah.
Yeah, 20 years. They did this to keep like the Americans afraid that these Trump people were going to come to your house and beat the shit out of you because you don't support President Trump. Nobody cares about that. I don't give a shit who my neighbor voted for, okay? You don't come over here and infringe on my rights, I won't come over and infringe on yours. You don't come over here and tell me to wear pants, I won't tell you to wear pants. That's just the end of it.
Well, look, girl. Look. If I'm your neighbor, I'm gonna come over and tell you put pants on. If you ain't got pants on, walking around. Just gonna
Fuck
say it.
no.
No, I mean, look. So we get Trump back into office. What's the first thing that he does?
Signs a whole bunch of
Very,
executive orders.
very first thing he fucking does. Very first fucking thing he says. Him and Elon want to fucking tear apart the fucking Pentagon. Want to fucking audit the IRS. Want to audit the Pentagon. And
Good. Does
gets
that mean
told
I'm going to get more money?
and gets told that the Pentagon is too big. It cannot be audited.
Thank you, Goat. I agree with that. I agree that our government needs to be reevaluated because you have to remember these people in the Senate and the Congress and all that other shit have held office for 20, 30, 40 years. And they may have done their job in the beginning. They may have done what they said they were going to do in the beginning, but the problem is they've gotten comfortable.
No, no, no. Look, yeah, they've gotten
What
comfortable,
happened?
and the reason they've gotten comfortable is because they have taken our rights to choose away from us. Look, you have a president that we elect every 4 years.
Mhm.
And,
Technically.
well, okay,
Technically.
technically, when do we really elect any senator or congressman? When one dies or when one decides to leave?
Yeah.
Why is there term limits on a presidency but not term limits on a fucking Senate or Congress? And why is it that the people that vote to decide whether they get terms is them? Why do we not get the vote saying whether they go to term limits or not?
Yeah. He did screw the bejesus out of the economy. I worked through COVID. And go. You don't have to agree with whatever we say.
No,
I appreciate you saying that, but
no, I
like,
know Goat's opinion on a lot of this
yeah,
stuff because me and Goat talk about this privately all the time. But no,
God help me if Dad gets in the chat. Okay,
it's bullshit because we should have that right to choose who in the fuck is in there. I mean, look, he goes into office, they do an audit, and they find we're paying $320 billion in condoms for him to make bombs.
I said this last time, and I'm gonna say it again. There's like $3 million that goes to a research group that wants to know why ducks quack and what their quacks mean.
Yeah,
In,
I look.
instead of putting that money towards things that we really need. Okay. Alzheimer's research. Okay. For those of you all who don't know, I have to go get hearing aids because I have lost a lot of my hearing and I need hearing aids. Well, I did not know this until I started researching it, but your hearing has a lot to do with memory loss, with your brain function, with all that
Oh yeah. Well, look, goat is
stuff.
perfect.
Why?
Look, goat is perfect example. Why do you think goat is crippled?
Yeah,
It's goat is not physically crippled. It's his ear.
that's what I said. Go. Why are we looking at what methamphetamines do to mice? Come to South Knoxville and look what methamphetamines are doing to the public. Literally 45 minutes from my house, like a hop, skip, and a jump, a day trip. I can go to Tennessee, where there is more meth per square mile than there are people. Why are we looking at what it's going to do to rats? Why don't we look at it to what it's doing to the people?
Look,
And
look,
I'm all for Animal Fight Club. Like, listen,
look. I'm all for testing on animals. I'm fine with that. I am not fine with $320 billion for condoms. I, we're paying. We go and destroy a fucking place and then we rebuild it. We pay to fucking rebuild it. Why? If we go in and destroy that motherfucker, why the fuck should we rebuild it?
so I was having this discussion with my brother. I was working with yesterday, or not yesterday, but this week doing the QC stuff, and we were kind of talking about this, and he was like, because the parts we were inspecting come from a branch of this company that we were doing this third party QA check for. Those parts come from their factory in Mexico. Do you know how much it costs them to get a from Mexico to Tennessee? Not just because truck driving costs a lot, but the taxes and everything else that they have to pay to have those shipped, and then they had to end up shipping them back because they were all wrong. The measurements from them were all wrong and everything. And I understand why he's putting tariffs on all this stuff. I understand American owned companies that are in a different country, right? So like companies that moved to Mexico that were originally American owned, American made, American born and bred companies, and it's to get them back. And a big example of that is Detroit. All right. Detroit used to be the car capital of everywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
And now it is a ghost town.
Yep.
And it killed you took all those factories out of there and you killed that economy. You killed it. So if they bring back companies and they start buying and you know doing that stuff and they go back to Detroit, they're going to build that economy up. And what does that do for us? That builds up our economy. That opens up more jobs. The homeless population in Detroit alone is ridiculous. The homeless population in like San Francisco, they're not doing anything to help those people.
Okay.
I mean, California is California, but
I read this. As of the end of the Civil War, an agreement was struck as a concession between the states and the federal government. So this is coming from 1865. The agreement was that a state was in a position of allowing long-term assignment via democratic voting as the state to federal representation wouldn't be lost at the federal level. That is why state senate or state representative judicial terms don't exist. But it's okay. So look, we go back to the Constitution a lot. We go back to what our founding fathers did for the country and where they wanted the country to go,
now that's kind of
go.
a double-edged sword, but I see where you're going.
we look at that as the basis of what America, you know, should be. That's how we look at our government. That's how our government was set up. So while we do this, I also understand that change happens. U.S. grows. We need to make different laws. We need to set different things. So why is it that we can change and tell people, oh look, you can go into a school and tell a 6-year old girl that she doesn't have to be a girl, she can be a guy, or vice versa. But we can't put a vote out to see whether the American people want that kind of change,
Mhm.
want term limit change. If we're going to be doing all this fucking changing with the world and changing with the way things are, then let's do it with the government. Let's start right where it fucking exists.
I mean, I
Because
agree with that.
you put it up. I don't give a fuck. You put it up that people are to vote, and whatever comes of that vote is what's going to be, whether it goes term limits or not. Do you know how? I'd almost guarantee you'd see a record-setting fucking vote.
I think now this is my understanding, and go if you're watching, or Joe, correct me. Somebody correct me if I have this wrong. So when it comes time to vote, let's use the presidential vote because woo, big. That's a big one. So we all go in and vote. I vote for person A. Joe votes for person B. Now, our state representatives are supposed to take that vote and vote the way we want them to. But that's not always the case. I was watching the live results from this past presidential election, and I literally watched one state who had their vote 5 minutes automatically vote for Kamala Harris. Did not take into consideration the votes that the people of that state voted for. They had just automatically, boom, this is a Kamala Harris state. Chameleon, I don't know.
Carl.
But okay, so but am I on the right track of thinking though that like the electoral college our votes and then vote that way, or what do we?
The electoral, okay, I'm probably gonna fuck this up, but the electoral college is more of
Okay.
all right. There we go. So
I am 31
they
years
go
old
off,
and I don't
they go off
know
of
this because I'm
ratios.
still learning this.
They go off of ratios. That's how they figure out whether it's a fucking Democratic state or a fucking Republican state. Is they go off of ratios, off the people's vote. But yeah, basically the
Oh,
judges run it. But to get back to what we originally was, all right. Look, we have found out so much over the last 3 months, 4 months about all
yeah.
the damn corruption, all the damn billions, and I mean hundreds and hundreds of billions of fucking dollars just going. So much enough
Yeah.
that we could pay off and be debt free in 4 fucking years with what the fuck is going out the door right now for useless nonsense bullshit.
Well, I would even say less than that. I would even say less than 4 years if he was able to snap his fingers and all that money be into, like, say, an account, right? If he snapped his fingers and all that money was taken away from all these programs and put into an account, and he decided where it could go, and we could pay off the debt tomorrow.
Well,
And
okay.
and I know it doesn't work that way.
So the reason it was put 4 years. All right. So if you actually sit down and look at what Dodge did or what Dodge was set up for,
Doge,
Doge, whatever you want to call
Dodge is a
it was
truck,
set
honey.
up. It was set up to overhaul the government. It was set
Mhm.
up to stop the not the fucking senseless spending and the corruption that's fucking going on and put that fucking money to where it needs to be. Now, not 100% of that money will go to the deficit. Part of that money will go into the SSI disability. Part of it goes into, your Medicaid, your government funded fucking things. But at the same time, they need to overhaul them. And look, I'm on disability. I am right now actively trying to get back off of disability because I'm doing better health wise. But I'm on disability and I'm for it. I want him to overhaul it. I get food stamps. I get Medicaid. It's my medical. I want him to overhaul it. Look, overhaul it. Make people do drug tests to get on for food stamps. Even if they're getting on food stamps, make them go job hunting. Unless they are disabled, physically, mentally disabled, legit, by doctor, to where they can't work, even on food stamps, they should still have to put fucking apps in. They should still have to fucking actively work, try to work.
Yes.
If
But
you get that check every month from the fucking government, you have to actively put in job applications to get that check every month. That PIP check. Why is it not the same? And why in the fuck is my computer going on? Anyway, why is it not the same for food stamps? Why are we not the same across the board on all this shit?
well, I know, like, I've talked about this and we talked about it a little bit on the last show that, like, I have been considering going on disability and, looking into the process and talking to the attorneys and doing all that stuff. It is so hard to do that. It's they literally want the blood from your firstborn child and,
It took me 4 years.
like, and I mean, my mother-in-law, she, out of anybody that I know, deserves to be on disability. That poor woman is being put through hell in a handbasket with her medical issues, and she's still fighting it. So, I mean,
Okay, because it's the state's right to choose their preferred methods, not federal. The only thing is that federal is your Social Security and their mandates. Okay, while I understand that, and what's up, T Screen? Um,
who is that?
you know exactly who that is.
Did I talk to them last week?
You talked to him today. You talked to him about 2 hours ago, hour and a half ago, hour ago. I'll tell you later. Burgundy, look at me.
Yeah, Jesus.
Uh, but
Hello, Jesus.
so, um, while I understand that they are state mandated programs, okay, it's federal money that comes to it. It's federal money that goes to the state. It's federal money that goes to them programs. Either way, it took
I know
look,
I'm going to
look,
get some flack for this.
it took me 4 years of fighting to get on disability. 5 years. Sorry, 5 years. I tried it on my own and then had to get a lawyer. And still, even with the lawyer, it took 2 fucking years to get my disability. You know how long it took me to get it on Iowa food stamps? 20 minutes. I had a fucking approval then within a week. You know how long it took me to get now hold on. No, you know how long it took me to get on Missouri food stamps? 2 months.
Well, okay.
It
I
took me
think I think Goat is
three
gonna
or
have
four
something
months to
to
get
say.
fucking health insurance. But
I think Goat's gonna have something to say after I say this. I think that if you are on assistance, right, whether it be food stamps, cash assistance, subsidized housing, any and Goat, that is right. See, like, yeah, if not disability, disability is a separate thing. But if you were on any sort of state funded program, you should be limited into how many produce.
look,
Because if you got 6 kids by 5 different baby daddies, you should not be getting $1,200 worth of food stamps to sit on your ass thing. If you can spread your legs, you can go to work.
well that was my whole point. Look, it's the whole point of it. You have so
It's not
many
my
people.
internet.
It's StreamYard tonight because I'm doing it too, I guess. But and we all know that it's not my internet here because yeah. Um, no, it's just it's BS.
You've got the
Yo,
biblical power internet of Jesus.
I know several people that would rather be on food stamps and PIP than work, and they get it. They get like $400 fucking check plus they get like $600 in food stamps a fucking month and sit on their ass. Very capable of working. Very fucking capable of working. Don't want to. It's made so damn easy to get on this shit.
So when I lived in Connecticut, you could get food stamps as long as you made under X amount of dollars. Okay. Like you could still work and get food stamps. For cash assistance, you could only get cash assistance for up to a year. And that's literally just like and hold a fucking job to save his life. We were getting like $900 a month with 2 kids, and I was pregnant with our third, kind of thing. But like, I felt bad when I had to go to the grocery store and use food stamps or, you anything like I wasn't contributing to get, like, I didn't earn that, and if you're working a full-time job, help with like buying food and buying groceries and stuff like that, you can still get food stamps here in Tennessee. It goes based upon your income.
Look. I have no problem with somebody getting food stamps. I have no problem with it. I do it my damn self. I get food stamps my damn self. I'm just saying that if you put in the fact that make them try to find a job,
Hmm?
okay? How many lazy motherfuckers are gonna fill out them applications? They don't want work, and you can't tell me.
Also, okay.
Look, you okay? I will say, trying to find a job in today's job market is hard. Not impossible, because I can drive within 5 miles of here and show you 15 different places hiring. The problem is too many people. You gotta have GD, you gotta have driver, you gotta have all this shit in order to get these jobs. Which, let's face it, the school system sucks. how they teach fucking shit now is fucking retarded. And yeah, I'm trying for the GED, but they make it hard to get a job, but easy to get a food stamp. So why would you want to work if it's fucking easier to just go grab food stamps and fucking a pip check than it is to fucking get a damn job?
Well, like on my clock app, um, it's sometimes the algorithm brings me to different you know, genres, whatever. And like there was this husband and I don't work. And we get like $1,200 in cash assistance and like $1,400 in food stamps and I don't know what we're gonna do if they take that away and we have to get real jobs because I want to be home with my kids. I get it, okay. You can't just have a one parent working household. You
You
can't do
can't.
it.
No, you can't. I
Not
don't give a
unless you're the
fuck.
CEO, president, owner, something like that of a company where you make damn good. When you make six figures a month, it takes two people. And childcare is very expensive. It really is. And there's very few state programs, especially here in Tennessee, that pay for us. It's called subsidized child care program or something like that. And they only pay like 25% of it. And if you're working a full time job,
Oh yeah, you're talking 100, 150 bucks a day on
yeah,
childcare.
yeah.
I look,
And that's for one kid.
yeah, and I completely understand it, but it's look. I have a friend that works a full time job that, by all rights, could have just went and collected a disability check. By all rights, could have done it, but instead they chose to fucking work the ass off and they back to fucking full work and full duty after breaking a back.
Well, okay. My dad, when I was growing up, if nobody knows, my dad was a single dad that raised me. Hence, I am the way that I am. Help from my grandparents, his parents, well, his mom and his stepdad. My step grandfather, he's still my grandfather, whatever. Um, and so my dad would take me to daycare in the morning, and the daycare would take us to school, and my grandparents would pick me up in the afternoon. Three jobs at that point. He was working during the day, and then he'd work a couple hours at night, and then he had another job on the weekends. So he wasn't home a lot when I was growing up. But when he was home, we had a great time. But I don't ever remember him getting food stamps or cash assistance or anything like that when I was growing up. Even when my brothers were growing up, there was none of that.
That's because okay, look, that's because we're gonna go back to a different time. I mean, let's be honest, we're going back to a different time when your dad was raising you because I'm around the same age as your dad, so I know that time. That at that time, it was actually harder then to get food stamps or FIP or assistance than it is now.
I
It has
remember
actually been
gas
made
being a dollar
easier.
15 a gallon.
Yeah, I remember we get gas under a dollar.
Yeah, my dad does
75,
too. Trust me.
75 cents a gallon. When I was in high school, it was 75 cents a gallon. Now look, it's
That
damn
means
near
five.
$4 a fucking gallon. I will be in shortly, brother.
Okay,
Uh,
goat.
I'll see you there in there. But no,
It's just
look, the reason you don't hear about January 6th much anymore is because the truth has come out. Who was fighting January 6th? It wasn't so much fucking Republicans or fucking, it was who's been doing the most fucking corruption. They're the ones fighting back because they don't want it found.
Yes, but they also went in and like destroyed property. Okay,
Yes.
they destroyed property. I think we could have done it without destroying property.
Well, okay. See, that's where we're gonna go wrong here because I'm gonna tell you when it comes to things like that, it comes to things like let's put it comes to things like war because that's basically what it's boiling down to is another eventual civil war. Um, Sometimes you have to destroy things to make things better. While I understand where it was being destroyed at
So
and do not agree that it was,
they estimate federal officials. So don't take this as the word of Judas, but federal officials say there was 2.73 million in property damage done to the Capitol on January 6th.
yep.
So
But now sit back and think about this.
there's no need for that.
Well, like casualties, damages, that all comes with where we with what was going on.
Hey
Look,
Juan.
you doing what they were doing on January 6th is not going to be peaceful. You know damn well it wasn't. You know damn well going into it wasn't going to be peaceful. But you sit back and you look at what he was trying to do now. Now, let's sit back and look at the other side. Why was January 6th such a big deal? Why? Just because it was, a protest that honestly might have went peacefully, depending on, if some things wouldn't have transpired, like social media and shit like that. But that gives them the perfect fucking plan, the perfect thing. Look, you get it pinned on Trump. You get Trump locked the fuck away. Because, I mean, what did they try to do directly after January 6th? I mean, we spent 4 years of them trying to lock Trump away in a prison. Why? Because at the end of their 4 years, they knew they were fucked. And they knew that if they didn't have him in prison by then, he was coming back and going to continue what he started January 6th. And don't think that it ain't continued because
Okay.
he has every fucking step of the way since he's been in.
My thing is this. Let the last protest, like when I think of marches on Washington, MLK just pops up in my head, right? Because that was a fucking movement. Okay? Parts of it were peaceful and parts of it weren't because people be crazy. I think the reason why this got so crazy and this got so out of hand is because you've got people that are hyping up. B, it's a tumultuous situation anyway. And C, everything was broadcast on social media. So you've
Everything.
got not only do you have the people that are there that are it's like a pulse, right? So it's a
Well,
heartbeat. And
it,
we've got
it
a steady heartbeat marching. And then people on social media are throwing the comments on like, yeah, do this, do this. And then it just gets out of control.
and see, all right, different time, different place. Even MLK, there was still violence, there was still destruction. Yes, it was considered a peaceful protest. It was considered a movement. But now take social media. And this is all I'm going to say. Social media. Put that back. Put that with MLK.
He
If
would have been
social media,
assassinated a lot sooner.
if social media was around, that would have been 3 times, 6 times fucking worse than what it
They
ever
would have
was.
burned the Capitol to the ground.
So while January 6th, they did all that damage and stuff, social media has part of it to blame because you wouldn't have had that many people there if social media wasn't so easy to put up a post and know that there's what 250 million fucking people across the US going to look at it at
And not even
some
that.
point.
People in other countries.
Yeah. And you go and then you have dark webs because look, a lot of this shit was broadcasted on websites, dark websites and shit where, you you can find all that. So they look at it like they've got to get Trump the fuck locked up because if he comes back, he's going to continue because any smart motherfucker, anybody with common sense, so anybody that is in this generation, I'm sorry you don't have common sense, you're not going to understand this. Everybody knew that Trump was behind January 6th. I don't give a fuck whether he wants to admit it or not. He was behind it and I fucking applaud him for it.
Well, okay, it's not only, the generation, the later of my generation and younger, but it's also like some of the boomers don't think like some of the diehard think that a man with dignity, as they call him, can do that. Now, these are also the people who thought Richard Nixon could do no wrong, but we've got Watergate.
Yeah.
JFK did some shady ass shit.
Look, you show me a president that hasn't done something shady. They all do. It's human nature to do shady shit. I don't care.
The
Look at the fucking priest doing shady shit. It's human nature to do shady shit.
the problem is though is social media when it comes to this. Because think about it. They found out after Watergate happened like 6 months fucking later.
Well, okay, we want to go social media.
There was rumors, but nobody had fact and proof. Now, with social media, YouTube, the clock app, the book face, all of it, you cannot make a fucking move without it being recorded forever.
Yep.
So if social media was prevalent and a part of our lives as it was during like Watergate or even like the Civil War, because Abe Lincoln did some real shady fucking shit. Um Instant, right? We ain't got to wait for a horse and buggy to deliver the fucking mail now. Joe, I can text you right now and in 2 seconds you're going to get it.
Yeah. Look, that's why I look.
There's no
Juan said it. Juan,
mystery in
Juan,
it
look. Juan's got it. Yep, and he is working it
anymore.
slowly. They fucked up. They couldn't get Trump locked the fuck up. Trump is back, and now he's continuing what was started January 6th, 4 years ago. He's continuing. He's working it slowly. Well, he's starting to slow it down. He went in with Elon Musk. They went in like fucking raging bulls in the China shop and just fuck everybody and fuck all of you. We're doing this.
Yeah.
And I applaud him. Now,
Now,
I
President
don't
Trump can't fart without somebody tweeting or X, whatever the fuck it's called, knowing about it. There's no mystery to the government. Everybody thinks that the government is this big mystery, like secret bullshit of a fucking thing. And you can literally look at things that they put on Netflix, that they put on streaming apps, even the regular TV, and go, that's a government conspiracy. I give it a week before they come out with evidence that the X, Y, and Z was orchestrated by the government. Nothing is a secret anymore. This
Yeah,
man
that's
launched missiles to another country while he was taking a shit with an Xbox controller, if you know what I'm talking about.
yep. Look, I don't understand it. I don't understand why we have to be so fucking stupid as a country. Look, you walk any street and you hear fucking teenagers, 20 somethings, even some 30s, talking about how fucked up everything is and that needs to be this and that needs to be that. And it's the same people that you run into walking down the street, you run into them at McDonald's, and this same motherfucker is saying, "Oh, well, it needs to be this way. You can't count back fucking 50 cents in change."
They want $15 an hour not to put pickle on my fucking burger.
Yeah. So
That shit pisses me off more than anything in this world.
it's like I go out every day. I bust my ass every day, and I will outrun and outwork a majority of the younger crowd that I know. And
I'm
it's
an
not.
exception to the rule.
Look, look. It's not. It's not that they don't do the work. Because look, I'm gonna put them on spot. Matt. All right. Matt works a full time job. Matt does racing, gaming, stuff like that. Matt also needs his sleep. Sleeps fucking, most of the day away.
That's what happens when you work night shift.
He works night shift. That it's just like I was having a discussion with him, and he's just out in it. Most of my friends work night shift around here.
It's because night shift is awesome.
But they all give me shit because they need 7, 8 hours of sleep. I'll go 3 and then get back up and start running again.
I ended up having to get on medication to be able to sleep, because
no,
I was
I take
going
sleeping
3 or
pills.
4 days. I was going 3 or 4 days without sleep and then just crashing out because my body it couldn't function.
See, the problem is with me, and I know why it is, but it's a good it's a good thing. It's a bad thing. Okay, I spent so many years doing meth. My body does not know how to rest.
Mm.
It doesn't. Even after 16 years of being clean off of meth, my body does not know how to rest. I have not slept 8 hours in 5 years. I run around here like I'm fucking tired all the damn time. I'm yawning all the fucking time, but I can't sleep.
Did you know that yawning, it doesn't actually mean you're tired? Here's your weird fact of the day. The reason why you yawn is because your body is, so you need to breathe more and you won't yawn.
Okay, I can believe that one. I have trouble breathing, so I mean, hey, all the fuck time. But no, it just look. I don't give a fuck if you agree with what the fuck I said tonight. I really don't, because as we have said before, this is our opinions. This is what we think. This is how we look at the shit. Y'all look at it your way. But don't push your shit on me because you ain't gonna like what the fuck comes back. Because I will bust your ass down verbally and not give a flying fuck about it.
If you can't dish it out, like that's just what it is. I speak my mind, he speaks his mind, all of our friend groups speak their mind. I mean, it sometimes
Look,
it gets heated and we don't always like what each other says, but we listen. That's the difference. We got an open mind about it.
yeah. Uh,
There's a very few things in this world that I will die on that hill. Okay? Very few things. But those hills that I will die on, I will fight tooth and nail. I'm not trying to prove you right. I'm not trying to prove me wrong. Thing is if I find something that I'm going to die on that hill of, I just want you to listen and to take into consideration, just like I'm taking what you say into consideration. That's all it is.
called respect. But we will be back next week,
Yep.
Sunday
Next
night,
Sunday.
at our usual time. I will not plan a work on the car because I'll have it done in a couple hour thing on that Sunday because a 6 hour
No
job,
car overhauling on Sunday, Joe.
a 6 hour job turned into all fucking day and tomorrow, and I'm still not gonna have it all done because I'm not doing everything. I'm not going through the left side yet.
Oy.
Right side's been enough, and I've still got a fuel filter and shit to change yet. Yeah. No. If you guys have any questions or comments, you know, hell, you want to talk to us privately, message us. You can find us on Facebook. You can message us here on YouTube. Leave comments. We check. I know we are running on my YouTube tonight again this week because um, our channel YouTube is fucked up, and I'm going to have to sit down this week and we're gonna have to figure out what the hell's going on so we can get
So
the channel
okay,
working again.
just as quick for that. I contacted YouTube support, and the reason why it's not working the way that it's supposed to is because we don't have enough subscribers on our YouTube channel to be able to do the things that we want to do. We have subscribers, we have 6 right now. So please share us, share the YouTube page, do all that stuff, get it so we can go live off of there and not have to, be using Joe, which I don't mind using Joe's. I don't mind at all. It don't matter to
But
me which one we go live on.
we do have the channel. I mean, we're going to be going live. All past broadcasts will be on both channels. I
Yep.
will sit down and figure out so that they are on both channels. We have Burgundy has created a Facebook page for our channel. We have put it around. There is also the Panda page, my personal page, Burgundy's personal page. You guys can leave us comments, questions, topics, things that you want to hear our opinions on. Um, we'll gladly do it. Shit. You want to sit in the fucking comments and have a chat? We're going to sit in the fucking comments and have a chat. We'll talk
And,
about it.
and quite honestly, guys, if that's what you want to do, send the comments, have a conversation, even message us for a topic we're going to talk that you want us to talk about. Do it because we really don't talk about what we're going to talk about. This is all just free balling, okay? We are free balling at the grocery store at this.
Look, I'll be honest. 2 weeks ago, she come to me and she's like, I really want to go live. I'm like, I've been getting the urge again too. And she's like, I got the channel. Let's do it. We have talked about the Trump thing, and we have mentioned a couple other things as topics. We'll just see where it goes. Fuck, you never know what the hell we're going to talk about because we're not putting we're not going to put it out. Even if you guys send us a topic, we're not going to put it out that we're going to talk about. We're just going to come on and you have to see. You have to come and watch the channel to see if we're going to talk about your topic.
Yeah.
But But I will guarantee you, your topic will be in a show if it
Even
is
if
sent to
it's
us.
something stupid, you might get a blurb about it, okay?
Yeah.
You
So,
might get a blurb.
teach screen. There will not even be any blurbs about corn stalks or corn cob. Fucking none. So don't even try it there, teach screen. I'm surprised you
Yeah.
made it this long.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Jesus. You and Mrs.
Anyway,
Jesus need to go to bed.
no, Mrs. Jesus is already in bed. But anyway, I love you all. Burgundy loves you. We are gonna get the fuck out of here because I do have Warframe tonight. I need to go fucking wash up and clean up and get
God,
some
Joe,
sleep.
you're such a mess.
Look, I put shit away, come inside, sat down, and said, "Let's start it." No, I'm still fucking dirty as fuck. But we love y'all. If we didn't offend you this week, we'll try harder next week. Keep it up. We'll see you next Friday night, 9 o'clock my time,
Sunday,
or Sunday, 9 o'clock my time, 8 o'clock Burgundy's time.
10 o'clock my
Uh, te-
time. Joe don't know his time zones, but just remember, this is what you wish you could say. So y'all have a great night.
Bye, bitches.